Stacking 56, stacking that cash. Should the Lakers trade for Malik Beasley? This is a rumor that was out there that I saw. Malik Beasley is a solid player. There was this run with Minnesota after he got traded to the Twin Cities where for about a 50-game stretch over 2 years, he was averaging around 20 points per game. Really good athlete, long, can jump, good leaper, has a really quick three-point shot, gets a lot of lift on his three-pointers as well. When you look and talk about the Lakers, what they miss right now, youth, athleticism, shot making, outside shooting as well. Malik Beasley could fill those roles. Now, what do you give up? Talen Horton-Tucker, Kendrick Nunn. That's been the problem with Los Angeles. And would you fork over a first-round pick for Malik Beasley? I don't know if I do that if I'm Rob Pelinka. LAC9, if you swap KD and LeBron, would the Nets and Lakers swap places on your power rankings? I think both teams, the Lakers would definitely climb up. And there's no question the Nets would fall down. I've never been. Oh, wait, if you swap. Okay, I was thinking Anthony Davis. So if LeBron is on the Nets and KD is on the Lakers, would I swap them in my power rankings? I don't know. Producer Coop, what do you think about that? Like, do you think it moves? Does it really change either team?
I think it moves the Nets up a little bit because I still think LeBron's amazing.
Okay.
However, KD going to the Lakers, I don't think it changed a lot because that roster still sucks.
Yeah, it's not that good, especially if you have Russell Westbrook. Like, outside of what is now LeBron and AD, like, they're starting five. It is not that good. Like, are they going to start Lonnie Walker and Damian Jones with Thomas Bryant? That's the reality with the Lakers. Now, LeBron is still playing at an MVP caliber level, but I'm not sure that KD, like, LeBron is more valuable, in my opinion, right now than KD. I think that he helps your championship chances better because he's done it more consistently than KD. So I don't know if KD makes the Lakers better. I think LeBron makes the Nets better. There's no question about that, which is why Coop said the Nets would go up. If you missed our power rankings, they're on the channel right now. Speaking of the Lake Show, how many games do you think the Lakers are going to win this upcoming season? That roster certainly has some holes, but let us know how many games you think the Lakers are going to win. Connor Gibson, possible to trade Russell Westbrook without any picks? What he means is that the Lakers have shown up to this point an unwillingness to trade away Russell Westbrook and attach picks to it. Unfortunately for them, that's how bad Russell Westbrook has been in the eyes of other teams and how bad his contract currently is. It's a combination of issues here. The drop-off in play, but also the base salary this upcoming year of $47 million. And teams don't want to take on that contract and the player, so because of that, they want picks attached. Now, I'm not sure if it's possible to trade Westbrook without including those first-round picks in 2025 as well as in 2027. NBA league rules, you can't attach two of your own picks in back-to-back years. That's why it's 2025 as well as 2027. But Connor, I think you might have to attach those picks. But is it worth it if you win a championship or compete for a championship in the next, let's say, 1 to 3 years? You're not worried about those picks in the future. You're worried about trying to win a championship right now, and if you clear out that money, opens up an opportunity to go after another star, maybe like Kyrie Irving. Rich Poole, should the Lakers bring back Montrezl Harrell? I don't think so. I'm not sure it really fits, and with his contract demands, I imagine he could sign a deal between $8 and $10 million. Good energy player off the bench. Laker Nation knows all about that. Had some good years with Los Angeles in that six-man role where he was excellent. I believe he was on that NBA championship team back in 2020 before he left for NBA free agency and went to the Clippers. But he's always a guy, or at least over the last couple of years, has been in the running to win NBA six-man. Good energizer off the bench. Not a good defensive player, but alley-oops, putbacks, a fearlessness down on the low block, but I just don't think it makes a lot of sense for the Los Angeles Lakers. Another one entering the equation from Marquise Robertson. What's up, Chase Sr.? Tom Downey, Mitchell Renz, also Harrison Graham, and the rest of the Chat Sports crew. What's the latest Kyrie Irving news? And also, what about Donovan Mitchell to the Lakers? I don't think Donovan Mitchell to the Lakers is going to happen. I think if there is a big move for the Lakers, it's going to be Kyrie Irving. There's really nothing new on that front. It's come to somewhat of a standstill, and I think it's going to continue to be at that standstill. I think things are going to continue to be stagnant here over the next couple of weeks, because after the NBA Summer League, there is a dead period in the NBA offseason schedule. Why? Because the NBA playoffs roll into the NBA draft lottery, then it's the NBA draft, and then it's NBA free agency and the NBA Summer League. This is the time in the calendar schedule where execs, coaches, players, they just go away. They want to be away from their phones. They don't want to think about business or NBA transactions, and because of that, I'm not sure if a lot of conversations are going to happen. So as for when these superstar trades could happen, who the hell knows? And they could come at very random times, which is very on brand for the NBA because it's going to come when the NBA or NFL schedule is starting to really pick up, and then it's going to get overshadowed by the power that is the NFL. We pivot to this one from Loyalty. LeBron James to the Bulls. Look, his future is uncertain. 1 year remaining on his deal, and there have been rumblings that he might not sign that contract extension in the future. So will LeBron go to Chicago? I don't think so. I don't think he wants to be in the shadows of Michael Jordan. He wants to chase his 6 NBA championships, but maybe do it outside of the Windy City. And you think about the Bulls right now and the current construction of that roster, they're paying big-time money to Zach LaVine, Lonzo Ball. We'll see what his future is with that problematic knee injury. DeMar DeRozan making a lot of money. Vooch still on that squad. So I don't know if they'll be able to afford LeBron James unless they traded somebody away. Who would you rather have over the next 5 years? Operating under the premise and knowing that Kevin Durant, 34 years old, KD for Kevin Durant, DM for Donovan Mitchell. A lot of people are going to go KD. If you go DM, I like the boldness there. Mason Gunnarsson. Who would you say are the top 10 players in the NBA? Good timing with this question because I just got together with producer Coop just for fun. And I just wanted to put together my top 10 list of NBA players. Last year I did the same, and the list has changed dramatically from a year ago. So these are my current top 10 players in the NBA. I'm going Giannis 1 because I think in a playoff series, nobody can stop him. He's the most physically dominant, and somehow he continues to get better and better year after year. And he's the best player on both ends who nobody in the league can really stop. And number 2, it's Steph Curry. Some people might argue that. How do you argue it when he's won 4 championships, tied with LeBron James, just won his first NBA Finals MVP, probably should be 2, and in the playoff series, he can be your go-to guy, bail you out offensively, great leader, underrated defensive player, and in the NBA Finals, if it weren't for him, the Warriors would have been cooked. Number 3, Kevin Durant, still elite. LeBron James last year could have won the scoring title if he didn't miss more time. He was right there with Joel Embiid, Luka Doncic, bona fide number 5 guy. No team wants to see him in a playoff series. Just led the Mavericks to the Western Conference Finals. He's a problem, and if he's in better shape, look out. Number 6, Joel Embiid. I think he's better than the Joker. I understand that the Joker has won back-to-back MVPs, and Embiid has finished second both years, but I think that Embiid is more dominant. Kawhi Leonard at number 8. He's missed a lot of time with injuries. He could be higher, but he's lower on this list because of those injuries. But he was playing at such a great level before that partially torn ACL in the playoffs 2 years ago. If he doesn't go down, like the Clippers could have won the NBA championship. At number 9, Jimmy Butler. Yes, in the regular season, his numbers are down. In the playoffs, though, this guy is one of the best big game performers, and I think he's maybe the most underrated player in the NBA. And sneaking in at number 10, edging out Jason Tatum, is Ja Morant. Injury concerns with him moving forward, a little bit of a concern. The consistency of Jason Tatum might be more, but Ja Morant, he has so much upside and so much potential. That is my top 10 list. Let me know what you think of it in the comment section. Now, I want to put you to the test here in the comment section. I want you to name a player that could become a first-time All-Star at the NBA level in 2022-2023. Who's it going to be? Let us know right now. My vote, Tyrese Maxey. Sam with this one, will John Collins get traded? If so, where and what can the Hawks get back? John Collins is a solid player. He's actually on a pretty decent deal. He got that deal last year, which pays him between $20-25 million. I forget exactly what he's getting paid. But for a player who can give you 15 to 20 points per game, block shots, throw down some oops, play some good defense, insane athlete, offer some value, you can get some picks back. You can get some solid players back. Just curious what the Hawks' plan is. They traded away 2 shooters in Gallinari as well as Kevin Huerter. I understand that, you bring in DeJounte Murray, and that's awesome and all. Does it mean that they want to play DeAndre Hunter a little bit more, who's a good young player? Maybe, but I'm just confused by what the Hawks are doing. They could look to trade away John Collins as well. We begin with this one coming in from Evan Hinders, one of our loyal subscribers. Be like Evan and subscribe to the channel today. Magic trade Jonathan Isaac for Patrick Williams, and they swap first-round picks. Jonathan Isaac is coming off an injury-plagued season. Patrick Williams missed a lot of last year. Jonathan Isaac, I'm pretty high on him. Really good athlete who I think figures in nicely to the Magic's plans. If I were to want one on my team, if I were building a roster, probably would actually go Patrick Williams, though. I think he's the better defender, maybe more of a reliable three-point shooter, but I don't think you can go wrong with either Jonathan Isaac or Patrick Williams, two very good young players. I think the big thing there, Evan, as you put your GM hat on, it's the first-round pick swap. Jarrell, the Jazz are on the rebuilding mode. What about Jordan Clarkson? Look, if they trade away Donovan Mitchell, I think they could trade away Jordan Clarkson. I think they could trade away some of the other pieces on that roster. That would signal a full rebuild. And if I'm rebuilding a franchise and I trade away D-Mitch, I trade away Rudy Gobert, I'm trying to just do what OKC has done, stockpile a bunch of young talent, get some future draft picks, and rebuild organically, especially for a team in Utah that's in a smaller market. It's not really a destination free agent city where big-time free agents want to go to, so you're kind of forced to build within the draft. I think that's the best route for Utah, and if you're rebuilding, why not trade away Jordan Clarkson, who's one of the best six-man scorers in the NBA, to get players back or get picks back? Before we wrap up this mailbag, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. By doing so, you stay in the know with all things NBA, NFL, and college football with multiple videos per day, and you get to join in on our mailbags, youtube.com/chatsportstv, or just hit that red sub button.